Here is the rewritten script without any titles, headings, or section breaks, just the flowing, continuous script as requested. Stop before you scroll past this video. I need you to hear something that most men never get told. You've been misreading her this entire time, not because you're not smart, not because you're not observant, but because nobody ever taught you how women actually signal attraction, and that one blind spot has cost you more than you realize. Stay with me. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what you've been missing. You're going to learn 8 specific signs that a woman is deeply attracted to you, even when she acts like she isn't. And I'm going to show you something even bigger, why the most attractive men are always the last ones to know it. But first, I need to ask you something personal. Have you ever walked into a room and felt completely invisible? Have you ever replayed a conversation in your head wondering, was she interested or was I imagining it? Have you ever caught yourself thinking, maybe I'm just not that guy? If that's you, take a breath right now, because what you're about to hear might completely reframe the last few years of your life. The men who question themselves the most are often the men women are most drawn to, not because of arrogance, not because of looks, but because of presence. Here's something most men were never taught. Women experience attraction completely differently than men do. Men feel attraction like a forward impulse. You see someone, you think, I want to talk to her. It's direct, linear. Women feel attraction as awareness first. She thinks, does he notice me? She tunes into your energy before she decides how to move. She observes, positions, signals. She does not announce. And if you've been waiting for her to boldly pursue you or make her attraction unmistakable, you've been playing a game that was never designed that way. So let's walk through 8 powerful signs that you are a highly attractive man, even if you've been doubting yourself for years. And as we go through each one, be honest with yourself, not from ego, not from insecurity, just from awareness. Sign 1. Lingering eye contact. This is the most universal signal of attraction and the one men miss constantly. You're somewhere ordinary, a coffee shop, a gym, a work event. You glance up and your eyes meet hers. But instead of looking away like strangers normally do, she holds it just a second longer than necessary. There's a pause. A micro moment, then she looks away. Most men think that was nothing, but psychologically that extra second is enormous. Research shows that prolonged eye contact activates emotional arousal and increases perceived intimacy. We do not hold eye contact with people who don't interest us, and here's the part most men never catch. She looks back. That second glance is not accidental, it's confirmation. The first look is curiosity. The second look is courage. She's quietly asking, did you notice me? Sign 2. Proximity. Attractive men create a gravitational pull. You may notice women standing near you, joining a circle you're already in, or choosing the seat beside you when other options are available. This is not coincidence, it's positioning. Women rarely chase directly, but they absolutely create opportunity, psychologically. Proximity increases bonding. She is increasing the likelihood of interaction, placing herself inside your awareness. Sign 3. People listen when you speak. Have you ever noticed side conversations quiet down when you start talking? Have you seen people physically turn their bodies toward you? That is presence, one of the most underrated forms of attraction. Psychologists call this the halo effect. When someone is perceived as high value, we subconsciously give them our attention. This becomes even more powerful after 40, 50, 60. Youth shouts, maturity resonates. You don't need to dominate a room, you need to be anchored in it. Try this. Slow your speech slightly, lower your tone, pause intentionally before you respond. Silence amplifies attention. If you've ever felt that quiet authority where you don't demand attention, but it gathers anyway, you already have magnetism. Sign 4. Mirroring. This is subtle but incredibly telling. Mirroring happens when someone unconsciously reflects your body language. You lean back, she leans back. You slow your speech, her cadence follows. You touch your face, a few seconds later, she touches hers. This isn't imitation, it's nervous system alignment. When we feel safe and attracted to someone, our bodies begin to synchronize. Mirror neurons fire when we observe someone we feel connected to. If you notice a woman matching your gestures or rhythm, her nervous system is saying, I feel safe here, and safety precedes desire, especially for women. Sign 5. Compliments that go beyond appearance. If a woman says, you look great today, that's surface level. Physical assessments happen fast. But when she says, I really like your energy, or I feel comfortable around you, or there's something different about you, that is a far deeper signal. She is describing your presence, not your appearance. Research shows that emotional safety and authenticity are the strongest predictors of long-term attraction. When a woman says she feels comfortable around you, she is saying her nervous system relaxes in your presence. That is magnetic on a level most men never understand. The next time someone compliments your vibe, your steadiness, your energy, don't brush it off. Simply say, thank you, that means a lot. Confidence grows when you stop rejecting feedback. Sign 6. You catch people looking at you. repeated glances, quick assessments, eye contact from across the room more than once. Here's what's happening. Human beings are wired to scan their environment for social value. We instinctively notice individuals who stand out through posture, composure, or energy. It's not about physical perfection. It's about presence. When you walk into a room and conversation shifts slightly, when someone glances and quickly looks away more than once, that is recognition. Many men miss this because they're waiting for something obvious, but attraction rarely arrives with a spotlight. It shows up in tracking behavior. Sign 7. How other men respond to you. This one is crucial because women watch male dynamics closely. The way other men treat you sends a signal that no amount of looks or charm can manufacture. Signs of respect from other men look like this. They don't interrupt you when you speak, they seek your opinion, they introduce you positively. 2 others, signs of competition look different. One-upmanship, sudden attempts to dominate when a woman enters the room, backhanded compliments. Both reactions signal value. Respect says you're recognized. Competition says you're perceived as a threat, and here's the most important part. The most attractive men don't fight for status. They embody it quietly. True confidence does not escalate, it stabilizes. Sign 8. Women assume you already have options. Comments like, "I can't believe you're still single," or "You probably say that to everyone," or "I'm sure you have women texting you." These come up early before exclusivity is even discussed. Why? Because you carry non-desperate energy. Desperation has a specific signature: over-texting, over-explaining, seeking reassurance, chasing validation. Abundance energy looks different: calm, patient, doesn't rush intimacy, doesn't cling. Women are highly attuned to scarcity versus abundance, not logically but energetically, if she senses you are comfortable whether she chooses you or not. She experiences you as higher value, and here's the irony. You may not actually have multiple options, but if you carry yourself like someone who could, people assume you do. Perception influences reality. Now, if you recognized even 2 or 3 of those signs, you are likely far more attractive than you've allowed yourself to believe. The issue is rarely appearance. The issue is ownership. Here's the paradox I've observed over decades. The men who are genuinely attractive are often the least aware of it. Why? Because most men were raised to evaluate themselves through visible results. Did she say yes? Did she text back? Did she make it obvious? If the answer wasn't clear, you assumed failure. But women's attraction doesn't operate like a scoreboard. It operates like a current, subtle, responsive, energetic, and if you were raised to ignore subtlety, you may have been surrounded by genuine interest without ever recognizing it. Let me tell you about a man I'll call Daniel, 64 years old, divorced for 7 years. He was convinced women were no longer interested in him. He described himself as background noise. But when we unpacked his actual experiences, a different picture emerged. Women at his gym consistently chose equipment near him, a barista. Remembered his name and leaned in when she spoke. At community events, women laughed easily at his comments and asked follow-up questions. He dismissed all of it because none of it was explicit. He was waiting for unmistakable pursuit. What he didn't understand was that his calm demeanor, his thoughtful pauses, his grounded eye contact were quietly magnetic. But because he didn't feel attractive internally, he filtered out every external signal. That's called confirmation bias. Your brain finds information that confirms what you already believe and ignores what contradicts it. If you believe you're not attractive, you will literally not see the signs that you are. So the work now is not about your appearance, your age, or learning pickup lines. The work is internal, and your identity can be updated. It doesn't require arrogance. It requires awareness. Here are 3 exercises. 1. The evidence journal. At the end of each day this week, write down 1 moment of positive social feedback. A smile, a prolonged glance, someone leaning in when you spoke, a warm interaction with a stranger. Don't analyze it, don't minimize it, just record it. Over time, your brain begins building counter-evidence. 2 old narratives. 2. Nervous system regulation. Before entering any social environment, take 3 slow breaths. Inhale through your nose for 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale slowly for 6. Relax your jaw, relax your shoulders. This shifts your nervous system from fight or flight into rest and connect when your body is regulated. Your presence changes. People feel it before you speak. 3. Reclaim past evidence. Think of 3 moments in your life where a woman showed clear interest. Even if it didn't become a relationship, write them down. Now ask yourself, what qualities was I embodying in those moments? Were you relaxed? Focused? Not trying too hard? Attraction shows up strongest when you're simply being yourself without self-monitoring. That version of you is who women respond to. When you stop questioning whether you're attractive, you start asking a completely different question. Instead of, "I hope she likes me," you begin thinking, "Does she align with what I actually want?" That shift alone rebalances everything. When a man evaluates calmly instead of seeking approval, his energy stabilizes. There's less grasping, less urgency. and that grounded curiosity invites feminine energy to open. Selectivity is attractive, standards are attractive, desperation dissolves when standards rise. Picture this. You walk into a room, shoulders relaxed, eyes steady, not scanning desperately, just aware. You greet the host, you engage in one meaningful conversation, you laugh naturally, you excuse yourself when needed instead of clinging. Across the room, a woman notices, she feels the calm, she senses the lack of neediness, she sees how other men respond to you, she sees that you are not chasing, and slowly, quietly, she positions herself closer. This is how attraction unfolds, not with fireworks or grand gestures. Quietly, gradually, powerfully, and you will miss it entirely if you're still searching for the obvious. So here's my final question for you. If you truly believed you were attractive not just physically but energetically, how would you behave differently tomorrow? Would you approach more calmly? Would you hold eye contact a second longer? Would you stop overthinking every interaction? That shift begins right now. Attraction isn't something you chase. It is something you embody. And once you recognize that, you stop wondering where you stand firmly, and the right woman will feel it.